Hello all, welcome to Public Cloud Design Tips and Tricks again. Today's in this session, I will take you through Azure File Share. And the problem statement here is how to replace traditional on-premise file server to gain better scaling and agility. Now, what is Azure File Share? Azure File Share is a managed capability from Azure which offers storage methods accessible via SMB and NFS protocol. SMB stands for Server Message Block and NFS stands for Network File Storage. Now it can be accessible using REST APIs and it always provides you a hybrid solution to mount or store files across on-prem and off-prem environments. It provides scale and agility on platform adoption. So in a very simple example or in the simple diagram, if you can observe, there is a central file storage, Azure File Share, and that connects to both on-prem as well as off-prem environment, irrespective of any operating systems like Linux or Windows servers. Okay, so Azure File Share can be thought of as a central file organization systems that can connect to any heterogeneous environment. Okay, now what are the key benefits or the key features? It enables to migrate all on-prem files to move it to cloud. Okay, and why you need to move it to cloud? To get or leverage the benefits of cloud like scalability, availability, failover, and agility, etc. Now it always helps in lift and shift of applications that use file share methods. Okay. Now based on your capacity requirement or your design requirement, you can always choose different plan or different families. Okay, to optimize your operational cost. Okay. Now it provides the capability of persistence volume for stateful use cases as well. Okay. Now coming to share snapshots, this is also a capability within Azure File Share. So what it is, Azure Files provide a capability of share snapshots. Okay, of SMB file shares. Okay, so we discussed SMB is more Microsoft driven. So that is only applicable to SMB file shares. It provides a point in time snapshot of that time basically. So what it means is it always supports the incremental changes on top of a base file storage, and at any point of time you can get a snapshots based on your requirement. So that is more a share snapshots. Now share snapshot on subsequent operations gives the incremental change we already discussed, and it what is the benefit of it? It makes file share cost effective and faster. Now, this is another capability within Azure File Share is Azure File Sync basically. So what it does, it helps to centralize the file share of an organization into a single Azure storage. Okay, and the rationale behind this Azure File Sync is it's always optimize your cost and operational management. It optimize or remove the use of on-prem or any other storage for efficiency and cost. Okay, so basically you don't need to scale your on-prem storage capability if you have Azure File Sync. So that is the idea of this, and it also provides high availability and helps to improve the performance. Okay, so it keeps on syncing all your storage capability from one environment to Azure file share environment. Okay, and by doing that it also helps in improving the return of investment of storage capability within an organization. Now there are different types available within Azure file share. Okay, and that is again based on tiers actually. So what are the tier basically? So there are there are basically two tiers that is possible in Azure file share is premium and standard. Okay, we'll also discuss about the difference of this particular type actually of Azure file share. So now a little bit of why it is used and what is the benefit of different tier actually within Azure file server and Azure file share. And I have taken these snapshots from one of the Microsoft site again, and you can always refer to that link to get more into that. And so first is premium. Now in this discussion, we'll always come up with two type of drives, SSD and SDD. So SSD stands for solid state drive and SDD stands for hard disk drive. Okay. So now let's discuss about the first one, premium SSD, that comes under premium tier, and why it is used. It Premium file shares enable highly IO intensive workloads. Okay, to get a better throughput. So that is why it is used. Now the second one is standard HDD. That is that is from a tier perspective, it is transaction optimized tier, and transaction optimized file shares enables transaction heavy workloads. Okay, that is meant for that kind of use cases, and that do not need the consistency that do not need the consistently low latency, okay, offered by premium file share. So transaction optimized file shares are a great fit for application that require file storage or for backend storage. Okay. Now coming to the hot tier within standard HDD, hot file shares are optimized for general purpose file sharing scenarios. Okay, such as team share. So that is more very frequent use or the common use of file sharing capability. And the final is standard HDD, which is a cool tier, and that cool tier is used more for cost efficient storage, optimized for online archive storage scenarios. Okay, so this is specially used for data at rest. Okay, so these are the four tier or types available within file share. Based on your requirement or based on your design choice, you can map it into your requirement. Okay. Now coming to the difference between premium and standard tier, the premium tier stores data on modern solid state drive (SSDs). The standard tier always use the hard disk drives. Okay, so that is the difference in terms of choosing the drives. Now, standard file shares can be used with SMB and REST protocol, but the premium file shares can be used with SMB, NFS, and REST protocol. So, NFS also can be used within premium tier, which is not possible in standard tier, standard file shares. Now, you can easily switch between hot, cool, and transaction optimized tiers of standard file share. So in standard file share, you can switch between hot, cool, and transaction optimized tier types, but you cannot switch uh, the same. You cannot switch from premium file shares to any other standard tier. So the same doesn't apply to premium file share. Okay. So these are the difference. Again, I have taken it from the same site, and that's it about a very high level description of how Azure file share works. There are Microsoft links I have provided. If you want to know more about it, you can always go to the link and get more details about it. Okay, thank you and have a good day.